clerk please call the roll?
Freeholder Amoroso.
Here.
Freeholder Gans.
Aye.
Freeholder Ortiz.
Here.
Freeholder Tonelli.
Here.
Freeholder Voss.
Here.
Freeholder Zur is absent. Chairman Sullivan.
Here. Evidence of a quorum is present. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mayor Casali from Montville, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor. May I have a motion to open the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimously approved. We'll now have the hearing of the general public with a 3-minute time limit in effect in accordance with the Bergen County Freeholder bylaws. The board attorney will keep the time. When the time of the speaker expires, the board attorney will announce the time has expired. Please fill out the slip of paper with your name, address, and general topic you wish to speak about. So before we get going, I noticed that there was a lot of speakers here regarding the pickleball, and I just want to make a statement before we proceed, and hopefully we'll quell any nervousness in the room. We appreciate that everyone who has come to speak regarding the pickleball issues and have sent us letters. We have been supportive on pickleball, recognizing this growing sport and the importance to the people in Bergen County who play it. We have committed and still remain committed to restriping tennis courts for pickleball, as has been discussed and agreed upon. This is slated to occur when the weather warms up, as we cannot restripe courts in weather like we see today. We will continue to look for opportunities to further expand pickleball facilities as we improve our county parks and start to implement the parks master plan. With that being said, I just would like to let you know that we have received your emails, and I appreciate your emails, but if we continue to get 800, it's not going to speed up the process. We have things in effect that are going to take place. We will restripe. We've had snowstorms after snowstorm. It's been the deep freeze here for God knows how long. So we are still committed to restriping some courts and addressing this in our master plan. That being said, Mayor Michael Casali from Montville.
Good evening. This is my first time here, and I'm very impressed with the whole design. I'm here to cheer on the new chairman. He's from my town. We're very proud of him, and really to cheer you all on and thank you for all the work that you've done in my town. As you know, Wegmans opened up last year, and because of all the good work that your folks in the traffic department have done, traffic has been calm. We have no issues with the traffic. The stores are breaking all their records. They hired 500 employees, a third of which are from the surrounding towns, 40 from the high schools. So just wanted to pass that on, and to tell you that we're here on the local level, at the street level. We can work together on things that are happening in the county. Looking at 2018, there's a lot happening in the town at the last exit on the Parkway. That's Montville. With Mercedes leaving and all the new developments that are coming in, we'll keep you posted on the changes. But I do want to thank you, and if you can pass on to the traffic folks, because of all the good work, I get all the compliments and all the credit, and I don't deserve it. That they should be getting it. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Please pass that along to your residents, how great the county did there. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. Kimberly Nagelhook? I'm sorry if I botched that. My name is Sullivan. I can't botch that up.
It's Kimberly, K-I-M-B-E-R-L-Y, Nagelhout, N-A-G-E-L. Hello, Freeholders. I want to wish everyone a happy and healthy new year. My name is Kim Nagelhout, and I'm from Park Ridge, and I'm a Legislative District Director with the League of Humane Voters of New Jersey. Many of us have been working with Saddle River residents to help get a non-lethal deer management plan in Saddle River since 2015. We've walked door to door. We've done a lot in that town. The town held a referendum in 2016, and results showed that residents wanted a non-lethal deer management plan only. However, there are councilmen who are promoting hunting and dragging their feet on non-lethal. There is also deer poaching that has and is occurring that puts the public safety at risk. The time has come for us to ask for county help. We want to work with you on a binding ordinance to ensure that lethal deer management will never come to Bergen County-owned land. This will be more effective and safer deer management. Education is key. There are many points we can discuss in detail when we have more time, where I could sit down and speak with you. Like deer-resistant plantings and helpful tips, fencing options, which may include increasing height to keep deer out, helping lower fertility, decreasing artificial feeding, lowering speed limits on roadways, habitat modification along roadways, protecting habitat from overdevelopment. Let's work together and keep Bergen County humane for deer. I also enjoy wildlife photography. I spend a lot of time with deer. I brought this photo with me today. How can this place not motivate you? Please be their voice. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Doreen Faega.
Doreen Frega, Frega, Saddlebrook. Yes. Happy New Year to all. My name is Doreen Frega. I'm with Bear Resource and Education and Animal Protection League of New Jersey. The mission of our organization, the Bear Group and Animal Protection League of New Jersey, is to educate New Jersey residents about black bear, deer, and other wildlife. We have been working 35 years of experience. Our groups do outreach throughout New Jersey. We are the grassroots. During outreach events for bears, we saw a huge increase in support for deer. Residents want non-lethal solutions. Bow hunting and all hunting horrifies residents. Residents are not aware of the special 150-foot rule for bow hunters. They want deer and all of the hunting stopped. Residents love the deer. To date, we have collected the following number of deer petitions. Statewide, 1,000. Essex County, 435. Flemington, Raritan, 175. Cranford, 105. Saddle River, 440. Total, 2,155 petitions. Please pass a binding ordinance against deer hunting on Bergen County public parks and lands. These are all of the petitions that we have collected throughout the state. The residents love the deer. They do not want deer hunting in Bergen County, and they do not want deer hunting and all hunting throughout the state of New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you. Pamela Sturt.
Hi. Yes,
How?
you got it right. Most people don't.
S-T-U-R-T.
You want for 3.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I have to read this because otherwise I'll forget what I wanted to say. Okay, I would like to ask for your help to make sure that deer hunting does not come to our county. I understand you can only control the county park systems, but I know that any town who is looking to bring hunting to their town will be coming to the Freeholders to expand that hunting throughout the county. I would ask you to be a stopgap for any lethal wildlife management. Please pass an ordinance to ensure that only non-lethal deer and other animal management is used in our parks. I enjoy our wildlife, and I do not want animals harmed in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. I think at this time, I just want to let everyone know that there are no weapons allowed on any county property. So I don't know what the misconception may be. We have never, I mean, if that was to change, it would have to be done, however, by resolution or ordinance. And as of now, we have an ordinance that says there are no weapons allowed on county property. So I appreciate everyone's comments, but I just wanted to put that at ease. Did I miss anything? Thank you. With that, another animal and wildlife, Mark Nagelhout.
We had practice with that one.
I've heard much worse, believe me. Happy 2018, everyone. Hope everyone has a wonderful year ahead. My name is Mark Nagelhout, and I am a Park Ridge resident, and also with the Bear Group, and Apple, and the League of Humane Voters of New Jersey. It's my pleasure to be here in front of all you tonight. I wanted to thank you again for your support of animal cruelty issues, starting with the circus ban that you guys did. That was a trend. That continues to be a trend. If you look at what our state legislature is doing now with Nosey's Law, once that gets approved statewide, you guys started that. Another trend is non-lethal wildlife management. There are more and more places, towns, counties, private areas looking into non-lethal wildlife management. And it's growing, but our state wildlife agency continues to try to ignore it, but they can't ignore it forever. I've attended Saddle River Mayor and Council meetings for over 2 years now. Saddle River Mayor and Council meetings. I've had to go to these meetings for 2 years now. And it's not been the most fun thing, but I did it because once I heard that they're considering deer hunting, it was very concerning to me. So what's become obvious to me is there are a few council members and an ex-councilwoman in Saddle River pushing for hunting. And that's not responsible to me. I even did a local traffic study in Saddle River and the surrounding towns, which revealed that there are accident hotspots in the area, including Route 17 and county roads. Saddle River claimed that they asked for speed limit restrictions, or speed limit reductions on these roads. However, with our conversations with the county, we're not sure that was officially done or not. That was not clear. So some in Saddle River are trying to sabotage non-lethal methods, even though the residents do want non-lethal methods per the referendum. Hunting is an effective and unsafe way to control deer populations. Hunting and poaching is always dangerous, especially in densely populated areas like ours. Unfortunately, our state wildlife agency is funded by hunting licenses, so their decision makers are primarily pro-hunt. They're biased. That's why the state needs to hear from towns and counties statewide that we want non-lethal wildlife management. Not just one town, one county. They need to hear it from everywhere. We need to put the pressure on them. This is why I'm asking you to pass an ordinance. I'm hearing weapons are already banned on county land, but it would be great to go even a step further and have a firm ordinance that says no lethal management or deer management methods on county land.
3 minutes, Mr. Nagelhout.
Okay, I'm almost done. I got one more sentence. And also help push a regional non-lethal plan with the towns and the county working together. So we would love to meet with all of you individually, or do a presentation at a work session.
Thank
And
you.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you very much. Claude Beanstalk. Long time no see, Mr. Beanstalk. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Claude Beanstalk, Fair Lawn. My first comment is I propose to the legalization of marijuana. It's a dangerous drug. I know Murphy has proposed it. It's wrong. It will do a lot of damage to our state. Those are my personal views, and I believe in what I'm saying. I would like to know the status of the William Carlos Williams Center in Rutherford. I support the arts and entertainment and the motion picture business and theater and television and radio and commercials, all that. What is happening with the William Carlos Williams Center? It's been closed for so long. When will it reopen? And what is the county doing to story, I would like to know, and I think the public would like to know also. That's all my comments.
Okay.
I'm within the 3-minute limit.
You did good.
Okay,
You did good.
that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Freeholder Teaneck has been involved with that.
So just to give you just a brief update on Williams Center, basically, we're waiting for the town to come to us with a development plan for that area. Until that happens, the county made it clear the status of the building and the condition the building was in. So we're actually waiting for the town to make some type of move, or at least bring a building plan to us.
Thank you, Freeholder. Danielle Clark. Daniel, excuse me.
Hello, happy to be here today. I'm Daniel Clark with an E, C-L-A-R-K-E. Thank you. I'm here on behalf of a fellow student of mine, Dennis, who has been, from what I understand, here and soliciting support for River Road, in particular, crosswalk between Martens and Ramapo Road in front of the library. In fact, I was struck there last year, and fortunately, I had no issues, but a student before me was struck and died. What has been done with the road so far has been definitely great first steps. I'm very happy to hear that they're moving the bus stop, which I found was perhaps the primary hazard, but I still think not enough is being done. In particular, I go there just the other day. The stoplight that they've put for pedestrians to cross, one side doesn't work. Still, even with both sides working, I've seen students stand there waiting to cross for up to 15 minutes with no one stopping for them. This is a New Jersey law, I understand, that people are supposed to stop for pedestrians in a crosswalk, but we can't depend on that because it's not working. I think firmly we need to put a light there, a true stoplight that will actually stop traffic. This way students can cross safely, not only at that crosswalk, but indeed at potentially other places throughout the road. It's a very long stretch of road with a lot of places where people need to cross. There's a few other bus stops, and there's the place all the way by the highway, there's the place all the way at Cedar Lane, or there's the one in the middle, but there's not enough places to cross, and indeed no place to cross safely. Thank you.
We will be addressing this issue tonight with Resolution 3518 on tonight's agenda, which will relocate the bus stop, and there is a hybrid light there. I'll be getting into that a little later, okay? So we have done, from day one, we have taken a proactive approach. We have not sat on our hands, and we've really, I think, in such a short time, come a long way, and we'll continue to do so.
What is a hybrid light?
Alice, can you read that?
No.
Alice on River Road Crosswalk. How do you say your last name?
Ben Zachary.
You should write very small, Alice.
Again, this issue, I am a Teaneck resident. I am a faculty at Harley Dickinson University, and we're trying to fight this for our students. Every day, we have issues, the student either being hit or almost hit. It's very, very difficult for them to cross that road. Right in front of our library, the school entrance, there is a bus stop, there is a park, and again, no one stops. The little blinking light you put on there, the other day, 2 days ago, I stop, right? So student, I stop, they go around me, almost hit the kid. It's not working. We need to do something more. Perhaps a full red light where student can hit and stop, or even suggest to put in a camera, so maybe we can see what's going on there. Because too many of our students are being hit or not allowed to cross that road. I appreciate it if you can do something else.
We'll look further into it. Like I've just stated, we are so proactive in this. We are continuing to monitor it. If what you're saying is true, we'll send more people out there to take a look at it. We are moving the bus stop tonight, which is the first step to safety, and that's what we're all
Yes,
about.
absolutely. I
Right.
think that will help tremendously, but more than that again, because it is like a 1.5 lane.
Yeah.
No matter, if I stop, like I said, they go around. So it's not, you know.
That could
it's
be an
not
enforcement issue. We'll look into that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Deborah, a lion, you. Was it even close? No?
That's the handwriting.
I've heard worse. ELIYAHU.
Pronounce?
L-I-Y-A-H.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Eliyahu.
Okay. That wasn't too far off.
It's not bad.
It's like it's written.
Hi, Happy New Year.
How are you?
I am also, thank you, I'm well.
Good.
I am also from Teaneck, and I used to work at Fairleigh Dickinson, and all of my children have gone there. And my youngest child is now there, and she tells me in a panic about almost being hit on River Road. She is extremely conscientious. She wasn't feeling well tonight, so she couldn't come. She's very conscientious when it comes to crossing the road, and she has almost been hit at that crosswalk. We looked at the flashing lights. They're very far away. One of them is more than 300 feet away because there's a sign for a crosswalk 300 feet ahead, which is, these are very long distances between crossing possibilities. And I would recommend an actual stoplight where somebody can come push a button and traffic will stop, because it's not just the fact that people go around somebody who stops. It's also, I'm sure, that nobody, I can't say nobody, I'm sure that many people are speeding on that road. It's a nice long stretch, and after the stoplight, people tend to pick up speed. And I just think that something needs to be done. And I really appreciate the fact that you are doing something. Relocating the bus stop is a great first step. I just think it needs to go further, and I commend you on what you're doing, and I ask that you take this further, because to lose these young lives is beyond heartbreaking. It's not just this young life, it's all the potential that could have been, and all the friends and family that will hurt forever. And stopping that is worth everything. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your concerns. Iris Borman. Yeah, that's a no, right?
Yes.
Iris Borman? You bought your cheering section, huh?
I think we should strike the room and start playing.
Some very, very interested people in pickleball, I should venture to say. First of all, I'd like to wish everybody here a very healthy and a happy new year. I'd also like to start off by thanking, in particular, Joan Voss and Mike Scheinfield, Chris Chapman, who's not here, and all of you for your support of us. We really appreciate it. I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
I had a conversation with Mike back in December in which he told me that the Parks Department had conveyed a plan to you of striping courts, going to set up a shed, put the nets in the shed, and all will be well with the world. It's not going to work. And it's not going to work. And that's why I'm here tonight, because I don't want you throwing good money down the drain. It is not going to work for the following reasons. In order to get the nets out of the shed, someone's going to have to be responsible for the lock, or else you may have hundreds of people with the combination to the lock. The nets are very heavy to bring onto the courts, and my colleague and I, Norman Levy, who most of you have met, cannot be at the courts all the time. So that's That's the physical reality of why just striping courts won't work. In terms of safety issues, again, we'll be taking existing tennis courts, which will agitate the tennis players because we play the same time as they do. So striping the courts is not an answer to satisfying us or satisfying them. And the same thing will happen again. You cannot guarantee our security. We were harassed. We were threatened with physical violence. Striping the courts will not deal with that. So we'll be right back exactly where we started from last year when we first approached the Parks Department. We need dedicated, permanent pickleball courts. This is not an expensive proposition. There are about, just in Overpeck Park, about 18 tennis courts. We're asking for 3. Just 3 courts out of the 18, but 3 contiguous tennis courts. In other words, all in the same spot. That's what we're asking for. The reasons will eliminate all of the problems that we have experienced. The problems of being responsible for the nets, bringing them onto the court.
3 minutes, Ms. Bourne.
Thank you. I'm almost done. Setting up the courts, breaking down the courts. I want to go onto a tennis court with my racket and ball, just like the tennis players do, and I want to start to play pickleball when I want to play,
Can you wrap it up, Mrs. Bowman?
just like the tennis players do. Again, thank you very much for the time that you have spent. Joan and Michael and your assistants, thank you. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you.
We look forward to working with you.
Got it. Thank you.
Chairman. Can I just address?
Freeholder Teaneck would like to be recognized as he is the Parks liaison.
So I just wanted to, as the chair, we've all championed with Parks with the pickleball concerns. I have not heard anything about any shed, and I've talked directly with the Parks director myself in regards to this. And when I addressed him on it, it was dedicated courts for you guys to use, not taking things in and out. So I'm going to follow up on what you had said, because I know when Director Koth and I spoke, it was not only designate courts, permanent courts for you at Overpeck, but also to look for areas elsewhere in the county that we can actually construct them from scratch. So I definitely have your email, so I will email you the response. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder. Barbara Norton. Pickleball. Okay.
You're next.
Got to change the name of that.
Thank you. I'm another pickleball. Any pickleball players on the board up there?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So to us, I guess, it's a game. You're thinking, oh, this is a game, they want to play a game. This is a growing game. This is a game that seniors play. I retired, and I spend as many hours as I can on the pickleball court. It's exercise. I'm a founding member in the New Jersey Pickleball Association, and I have people come to me and say, I just had my yearly checkup. I lost 10 pounds and my cholesterol is down. There are real health benefits to getting up off the couch and going out and playing a game. And this is a very popular game in the South, and it's creeping up. Now, I know people like numbers, so I brought some numbers. Our organization, New Jersey Pickleball Association, is just over 2 years old. And it's a club. We join, and we have no choice. We have to play on private facilities, so we rent courts at tennis facilities. Right now, we have 427 active members. Last week, between January 7th and the 13th, 287 people registered with us to play pickleball. Okay, whether they were taking a clinic, some people might have played more than once, but in 7 days, 287. So there are a lot of people out there who want to play this game. And I went back to August, because we were talking about outdoor courts. Last August, from August 1st through August 31st, we had 1,119 people sign up to play with our organization. So, again, those are the numbers. From 2 years ago until now, they keep growing and growing and growing.
striping a court is great. It's a temporary thing, but I really would love you to look at it as a much longer-term plan and really being our advocates with the rec department to get us permanent courts, because there are people that will be using them. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Ken Leone, pickleball. Pickleball.
Kenneth Leung. Good evening. My name is Ken Leung, and I've been a resident of Ridgefield for 5 years. I appreciate the opportunity to address this board of freeholders regarding pickleball in Bergen County parks. My remarks will be brief and a little bit different than my two former predecessors. To begin, I would like to cite a report done by NBC News and US News that says that pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America. From my perspective as a lifelong rackets player, I can understand. I played tennis for 60 years and still play 3 times a week in the summer. I have played platform tennis for 40 years, and I still play 3 times a week in the winter. And I've played squash for 50 years, and I play once or twice a week. And I started playing pickleball in February, and I now play 2 or 3 times a week all year round. Without question, of the various racket sports that I've played, and I've named and unnamed, pickleball is the most exciting and the most fun. Other reasons for pickleball's popularity? Number one, it's easy. In fact, a 15-minute introduction can get any of you on the court. It's not technical like tennis and squash, no need for hours of lessons. It's not strenuous. 2 pickleball courts fit on 1 tennis court, and almost all games are doubles. And it's cheap. All you need is a $10 paddle, and the balls never wear out. And while anyone can play, it has been seniors in their late 50s, 60s, and 70s who've been the primary impetus behind pickleball's growth in this country. I've played pickleball throughout New Jersey, in New York, and in Florida. Several observations. Most pickleball venues are municipally owned facilities or in public parks. Outdoor venues are free, indoor venues, a couple of dollars. All venues have lined courts and nets. Scheduled sessions are generally 3 hours or more. All skill levels are accommodated. Novice, intermediate, and advanced. And again, most players are seniors. By supporting pickleball with established dedicated lined courts and nets, Bergen County can be in the middle of this fast-growing sport. And perhaps as importantly, serve a heretofore ignored group of mostly sedentary seniors who go to the park. And with the help of the New Jersey Pickleball Association, Bergen County can have a well-run organization to assist in making pickleball a successful endeavor. Finally, I'd like to note that NJPA is a welcoming organization. Anyone who came to Overbeck Park this summer found a side corner willing to introduce the game, lend a paddle, and get you involved in play. And there was never any overtures to join the association.
3 minutes, Mr. Lee.
Thank you for your attention, and if there are any questions or comments, I'll be happy to elaborate.
Thank you. Looks like we have a lot more pickleballers tonight. Michael Tillman. That's okay.
Michael Tillman, Tillman, Chairman Sullivan, and honored Bergen County Board of Chosen Freeholders. Thank you for entertaining our discussion on pickleball. It's not only played, as Ken said, by seniors, it's played by in high school. And the high schools now are finding it to be conducive to gymnasium. And I volunteer at the Ridgewood YMCA. We've taken our gym and turned it into 3 pickleball courts, thanks to the North Jersey Pickleball Association. That group is all volunteer. Nobody takes a salary, everybody pays to play. When I volunteer for the Ridgewood Y or when I volunteer for the North Jersey Pickleball Association, There's nothing coming back to me. Today I taught a fellow first-timer how to play pickleball. It took an hour and a half. He was able to master his shots, and he's now ready to do some development programs through the Pickleball Association, and then go on to enjoy getting 10,000 steps, breaking a sweat, having fun. It's a social event when you play pickleball. All of these people are my friends, all the pickleball players. My new friends will be the people that are talking about Teaneck and the issues addressing them. But thank you for listening to our comments. We appreciate your attention. This is an important sport. My last comment is in Long Island, Riverhead, I have a summer house. They've taken a hockey court, which is used in the winter. People don't play outdoors. The hockey court in the summertime has 6 pickleball courts set up on it. The town comes and sets up the nets, and everybody just shows up and plays. It's a real event for the town. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Lori Olive. More?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for serving everybody, but I'm here to say also that it's not just for seniors. I started playing in August with my husband. We've made a lot of new friends. We love playing. My family and friends play throughout New Jersey, and when I explain to them what needs to be done when we play and need to set up, they can't believe that we don't have dedicated courts here. Every other county in New Jersey has dedicated courts. Down at the New Jersey shore, they have courts all set up, and they play over the summertime. And what we're asking for is to have the dedicated courts so that we don't have to set up and go through the process of doing all that work to play such a wonderful game. So I just want to speak briefly, but thank you for listening, and we hope that we can get our dedicated courts soon.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have data on that? I'm not trying to call you, tell you not true, but I don't think every county has pickleball. Because when all but 5, okay.
Yeah, so that's-
So not every, okay. I just wanted to
I'm
make.
sorry.
Don't make me look too bad.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. John Nicola.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'm John Nicola from Cliffside Park. Been there for 10 years. Started playing pickleball a couple of years ago. It's a great game, especially for seniors. Anybody who's never seen it played, tune into the CBS Sports Spectacular network. It's on there all the time, the Nationals. And you can see just exactly what people eventually turn into when they start with pickleball. I'd also like to emphasize the safety aspects of not just relining courts, but having dedicated pickleball courts where tennis players will not show up and start to verbally and physically potentially abuse pickleball players. It's very important. We, down south in Florida, we resurfaced tennis courts to pickleball, and it was not expensive. It really wasn't. And I understand that in New Overpeck, there are some tennis courts that are starting to crack already and would easily be susceptible to relining. So thank you for hearing me, and good luck. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. My mayor still there? Because
No.
my mayor left, but I would urge you guys to go to your towns as well. He left. I was going to try to pin something on him, but can't do that. Lauren Olin. You must be special. You get claps before you even speak. That's unbelievable.
Lauren Olin, I live in Fort Lee, and Olin. I just want to say, I really love Overpeck Park. It's a great park. I bring my grandchildren there. I enjoy going there. I've played tennis there. I started playing pickleball a year ago, and it's a great sport. And it's a really fun group of people. And the people seem to be growing day by day, that more people are interested. It's an easy sport to pick up. And it makes the park that much more attractive to bring pickleball as a dedicated sport to Overpeck. It brings more clout, I think, to Bergen County, and it brings more interest in coming to the park. And a lot of people have said this is a sport for seniors. My grandchildren play this at school, and they've been taught it, and they would come to the park to play. It would be another activity. So to have a dedicated court, I don't know what the costs are involved, but certainly would add some additional interest for Bergen County. So thank you for listening. I appreciate it, and thank you for your efforts.
Susan Elsons? Isons? Susan here?
Yeah, she
Yes, she is.
She's on pickleball IR.
EISIN.
disabled list.
No, that's not really what pickleball did to me. I just happen to have a bad
We were
back and
wondering
it
if that was a
exacerbates
pickleball
it.
injury.
Yeah, right? No, pickleball, I also was a tennis player, and when I no longer played tennis, and I moved here and I heard about pickleball, I said, oh, I'll try it. It's now become a passion. I have a passion for this game. If I don't play, I really, get upset. We play it a minimum of 2 to 3 days a week. It's fun. We have a great camaraderie with other people that we've met. We've gone out to dinner with them. We've had parties with them. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful sport. My grandchildren have also learned. They live in the city and go to school at a private school in the city, and they also are learning pickleball. So, I mean, at first when you say pickleball, everybody laughs at you, but it's a fun game, and it's a great game. I don't think only for seniors, obviously. It's a great game for everybody. I mean, there's not much more I can add to what has already been said, and I don't want to be redundant, but we need the courts. We need to go there and feel that we're wanted, and there's not going to be any kind of altercation. And we want to feel that this belongs to us, too. I mean, being told that these are our courts, which we were told last summer, they're tennis courts. We've been playing here for 20 years, and they wouldn't understand that they're not only their courts, they don't own them. And we don't want to have to go through that again. And I thank you very much.
Thank you. We're almost there. Alice O'Brien.
O'Brien, O''B', first name Alice. And I am also a pickleball enthusiast, and I play at least 3 days a week. And I do want you to know that there was an attempt to make some pickleball courts at the Glen School this summer. And we were using those courts. And my only comment is I hope that you will consult with pickleball players when you do give us the courts, because when they did the lines, I guess they got the guys that roll out the yellow lines for traffic, and we called them lasagna lines because they were at least twice the width of what the line should be. So I hope you will consult with some of the pickleball players for standard lines. We also were given a tennis net, and the tennis net's a little bit too high. So if we're going to do it, we'd like to do it right and, use regulation courts. So I hope you will consult with us when you are ready to do those lines in the spring.
Freeholder Tonelli's got that all in his memos. He knows
Yeah, right.
how thick the lines are supposed to be.
Okay.
So we'll definitely consult. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm ready to move the chairs and take them all on right now.
It's the last one, Melanie, I can't read your last, your hand. What is it?
Oh,
You don't look like one.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good, thank you. I've been here before, supporting my sister. And, well, I think, first of all, I will be a senior in 3 days.
Happy
So-
birthday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I have been playing for a little over a year now. And I love the game. It's like an addiction. But given all of that, it's not just a group of people who belong to a club, like the Pickleball, New Jersey Pickleball Association, but it is a group of people who get together a couple of days a week. They don't have to be members, but they do get together and they want to play. And what's happening is, when you go there, these tennis players, they don't want to move. And they are very disrespectful, and they don't want you to play there. So I would really like you to seriously consider this coming year that we can get out there and play. Because at the beginning, when all of this started, we were supposed to be playing through last summer, but that didn't occur. So hopefully this summer, and I realize I'm kind of familiar with master plans, and it takes a long time. If you can kind of move that up a little bit, so it's not a 10-year deal, that would be appreciated. And that's really all I have to say.
Thank you. May I have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Kim, are you okay, or you need time? You want to take a break? Can I have a motion for a 5-minute recess?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Can I have a motion to go back into session?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolutions. Will the clerk please read the resolutions on the consent agenda?
Resolutions 2118 through 5418.
May I have a motion to accept the resolutions on the consent agenda as read by our clerk?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call.
Freeholder Amoroso.
Yes.
Freeholder Gans. Freeholder Ortiz.
Yes.
Freeholder Tonelli.
Yes.
Freeholder Voss.
Yes.
Freeholder Zur is absent. Chairman Sullivan.
Yes.
With 6 yeses and 1 abstention, the consent agenda passes. Absent, 1 absent.
Abstention. Are there any resolutions of non-consent pulled, postponed, or tabled? If so, will the clerk please read?
There are none.
Okay, we'll now have Freeholder Committee reports. Freeholder Amoroso.
On Friday, January 12th, we attended, a number of us, the commemoration of the 115th anniversary of the arrival of the first Korean immigrants to the United States. Korean Americans are a big presence in Bergen County, 60,000 people, about 6% of the population. They constitute 52% of the population of Powell Park. We are so happy to have our Korean neighbors with us. On Monday, Martin Luther King Day, I marched from Englewood City Hall to Ebenezer Baptist Church with the county executive, Freeholder Joan Voss, and Ebenezer's pastor and congregation. Many of us county elected officials attended MLK Day commemoration at Mount Olive Baptist Church in Hackensack, along with Congressman Josh Gottheimer and Prosecutor Grabir Graywall. And in the evening, we went to the Unitarian Church in Paramus, where we heard a stirring performance of Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, and another stirring homily about how Dr. King has been homogenized into just a peaceful dreamer when we should hold fast to his example as a radical activist. The next day, we attended the swearing-in of our new governor, Phil Murphy, in Trenton. Later that evening, we attended the inaugural gala, which featured all kinds of Jersey food and performances from the musical Jersey Boy. And since we are so proud that we are a women-majority freeholder board, we want to pay tribute to another feminist first. Medieval Times in Lyndhurst has just named its first female top royal. Queen Erin Zapsig. In the 28 years medieval times has been in South Bergen, the ruler has always been a man. We should point out that Erin started as a wench in the gift shop and has steadily ascended. Thank you.
Yeah, women have come a long way. That's Way to go, Mayor, pointing out the positives, that's great. Freeholder Gans.
Thank you, Chairman. I will try not to duplicate each of the events that most of us went to. I did, however, want to mention the New Jersey Muslim Law Enforcement Association, a new group, met and we broke bread in Bergen County Plaza number 2. It's the first time that I've been to a meal on the second floor there. It was really quite nice to have the opportunity to talk with a number of Muslim leaders, including those from law enforcement. This is the time of the year when I take the opportunity to break out a photograph and this is a photograph of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. And the thing that is remarkable about it to me is that I'm in it. I'm standing on the rear wall. And this was taken in 1968, about 3 weeks before Dr. King was assassinated, in my hometown of Rockville Center, New York. It was a remarkable experience to be in the presence of Dr. King and to hear him speak. I've looked many times to see whether there were other photographs that were taken, but this one was taken by Newsday, the Long Island newspaper, and the clarity that the reporter was able to get and the photographer was able to obtain really is something that is both unusual and for me a distinct reminder of this great reverend and great man. I was also honored to speak at the events of at Ebenezer Baptist, and I want to say that Reverend Jackson and the prosecutor were kind enough to reveal the rather interesting story, which I have not spoken about previously, about how I was able to bring them together over breakfast at the Land and Sea Diner in Fairlawn. That concludes my report, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder. Dr. Voss?
Just a few brief comments. I've been very much involved with the Korean American community because of my teaching experiences, and I am so proud of all of the accomplishments that they have made. We had a wonderful program here in the public room on the 9th, with tremendous entertainment. It was really fantastic, but also tremendous stories of how the American dream comes true for many people who are willing to work hard. And then, of course, Mary and I attended the anniversary, the 115th anniversary at the Korean American Association, and so many people were there. And I'm so proud because over the years, several of my former students have become members of the Board of Education, the Town Council, and more Koreans are getting involved in the political system. And this is so important because I firmly believe that everybody should have equal representation in terms of, like, the population of many towns is more than 50% Korean, so that they should have 50% of the voice on making the decisions for the town. And as I said, I'm so proud of some of my former students, some of whom I had a chance to swear into their newly elected positions. Mary and Jim Tedesco and Bill Pasquale and I were almost like frozen popsicles on the day of Martin Luther King's birthday. But it was very important that we all come out and remember what a wonderful man he was. And my son has such admiration for Dr. King that he has the "I Have a Dream" speech on his phone, and it gives him inspiration. So I think this is something. One of the last things I want to talk about is I had a meeting with the school superintendent of Fort Lee. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to meet with a lot of other superintendents, because one of my sad things that happened in education was the abolishment of vocational training in culinary arts and things. Today, we need those programs, and they have to be restored. And we were discussing the fact that, I think boards of education have to be kind of re-educated as to the importance of auto shop, culinary arts, wood shop, all of those things. Today, a really good craftsman makes a wonderful living, and education is lifelong. So just because you may become a technician of some sort doesn't mean that you can't cultivate all your other interests. I'm a lifelong educator. I will never stop talking about education, but we must restore vocational things into the curriculum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Boss. Freeholder Tinelli?
Thank you, Chairman. I'd just like to bring everyone's attention to two resolutions we passed tonight, 5218 and 5318. And I just wanted to congratulate the administration and the county executive for settling yet another two collective bargaining agreements with county employees. I know the work that goes into these, and to see them get settled and fair on both sides, I'm sure. I just wanted to congratulate you on a great job. And I just want to close my report by congratulating Bergen Catholic, who was involved in a tournament, nationwide tournament in Oradell this weekend, battle for the #1, where Bergen Catholic beat Blair Academy and is now ranked #1 in the country in wrestling. A couple outstanding performances, major upsets of kids beating kids that are ranked in the top 5, and almost the entire team are kids from Bergen County. So I just wanted, I'm sure all my colleagues are as proud as I am to say that we have the #1 team in the country sitting in Oradell. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder. Vice Chairwoman Ortiz?
Thank you. Last week, I'm not going to be redundant with most of these, but last week I attended the Bergen Community College Alumni Dinner, which is a great opportunity since I was a former trustee to come, and see all the professors and a lot of the administration and my former trustees come together. And this is a special night where they give awards to the alumni. This year was Ed Kachakji, I can never say his name. Thank you, from Bergenfield's longtime wrestling coach, and he received the Living Legacy Award. Goli Kacharian, who is the Distinguished Achievement Award, he's a dental hygiene professor for many years at the college. And then there's a Rising Star Award, who was John Silva, who received scholarship and has gone to, he's currently a Rutgers student, and he's excelling there as well. So it was a great opportunity to see everyone, and it's great just to come back and honor all the alumni from Bergen Community College, especially this year in particular since it's its 50th anniversary. I also attended, it was a great holiday spirit luncheon that I attended with Freeholder Gans, and it was just nice to come together with all law enforcement and all the community leaders and discuss all the programs that they're doing to educate a lot of the school children from 5th grade on how to come together and accept all of us, because I think education is more important than anything, because ignorance could really hurt us all and just break us apart. So I'm very happy to see how they're all coming together and bringing everyone together at this luncheon. And I also, what was exciting to go to the, one of the best parts of going to the Reverend Jackson's from Mount Olive, he not only brought us all together, we prayed together, all held hands. It was just such a nice day just to celebrate Martin Luther King and all his achievements. And what I really was very nice to see and sad at the same time is that Kabir Graywall was given, he was honored and given a plaque for all his service here at Bergen County. And we were lucky enough to also go to the swearing in, where he also got sworn in as prosecutor yesterday. And I know it's a loss to Bergen County, but I know he's going to do great things for the state of New Jersey, and I'm very proud of him. And I wish him the best of luck. Thank you. That's my report.
Thank you, Freeholder. So I will start by saying that we had the Korean American Day here. I was honored to give closing remarks to that, and like Dr. Voss said, we continue to, there are over 10% of the population now in Bergen County, and various people are getting involved in politics, which is great, and represent the community in such a positive way. Myself and Gordon Johnson, the Assemblyman, also attended a Korean Taekwondo event in Cliffside Park, where the Korean Taekwondo exhibition team came over and tutored the Korean American team. And they ended it with a dinner over at the Palisadium, and just a tremendous display of what they do. I mean, it was amazing, the Taekwondo and their discipline, and it was really a great event. So I'm going to also now talk about transportation. Whereas we spoke tonight about Fairleigh Dickinson University, a little over a year ago, a former student and current employee of FDU in Teaneck named Dennis Rosetwinski approached us, the Freeholder Board, about dangerous road conditions surrounding the section of River Road that runs through the campus. After hearing his concerns, we acted swiftly and appropriately to alleviate those dangerous road conditions with two significant changes. The first was, I'm pleased to announce that we have a hybrid light that has been installed by the crosswalk near Liberty Circle on River Road. And you heard some of the concerns tonight that they don't think that the hybrid light is an effective way, but studies have shown it's 97% effective. If we have to have some enforcement out there in the beginning so people don't pass people, that's what we're gonna do. But that light, statistics have proven to be at 97% effective. The system also allows for safe crossing on River Road by students and the public. And according to Dennis, students have already applauded the changes and they feel much safer. It's only been a year since this has come to our attention. And the amount of work that we've gotten done and the amount of safety changes that we've done in a year, to me, is just unbelievable. We've gotten so much help, and we've continued to champion the cause. And if it needs to continue, that we need to do more monitoring, we will. But this is an issue that came of public safety and public transportation, and being the chairman of the Transportation Committee, I felt it was something we needed to act swiftly, and my colleagues and I, along with the administration, have done just that, and we will continue to monitor the situation. We also improved the safety of the students and the public by eliminating the confusion and working with Teaneck and Fairleigh Dickinson to educate the students of the new changes in the crosswalks and the bus stops. I want to thank all that had a hand in the project, especially our county engineer, Joe Femia, deputy engineer Nancy Dargis, and I'm proud of the work that this board has done to address this issue. We have taken this issue very seriously. Lives were at stake, and we acted swiftly and appropriately, in my opinion. So, in Hackensack, there's an adaptive signaling program. Tonight, the Freeholder Board passed Resolution 3218, accepting nearly $3 million in federal funding to install an adaptive traffic signaling system in downtown Hackensack. This promises to be a state-of-the-art system, only the second of its kind in Bergen County, and it will greatly improve traffic flow through our county seat. We will have more information as the project as we continue on with the project. And last, I just want to close by saying we celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Day, his birthday, excuse me. And I too was at many of the events, and it's just, you hear his words from 50 years ago, and they still resonate today. It's good and it's bad. We thought we've come a long way in bridging the gap, but when you go to these events and things are pointed out to you, you realize we still have a long way to go. And I was very proud to be there to honor Dr. King, and I hope his words continue to resonate with people in the future. That concludes my report. Thank you. Okay, there being nothing further to come before this meeting, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned at 8:45. Thank you.